Hey everyone, and welcome to the debut of A&M Live. Me and Marcus are the hosts for today, and for A&M Live, we'll be simply covering latest tech news from the past week, month, or whatever it may be. So,
Now, our upload schedule, we're planning to be once every week. We're not quite set on a day yet. We're still deciding that, but we do know that for sure once every week we will be uploading a so-called like a podcast live. It's not really live, it's more like a premiere, but a podcast. So yeah.
yeah, like for today, unfortunately, we wanted it to be a live stream. We tried doing that, but for the software that we use, also known as Streamlabs, there's a big delay. Like when we finished the recording, it cut it. We recorded 40 minutes of the live stream, and it when we stop the recording, it cuts out what's being broadcasted to YouTube. So it was 20 whole minutes off. So on YouTube, you're only seeing 20 minutes of the stream, when in reality we had 40 minutes. So we're doing it premiere for now until we get the situation settled. We get it figured out. So that's why this is going to be premiere, or if you're watching this in the archive, then it's just simply a regular video. So, we're going to have two different sections we're going to be talking about. One is going to be or not iPad, Apple related, and the other one, which the title says Windows 11 and other Windows related Microsoft stuff. So, let's talk about the brand new iPhone. From what
Now,
I've seen here is that there's been no major changes other than it's waterproof, it's 1 terabyte of storage, and the hertz has been increased. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
and
let
the
Marcus
design
do
on the
some.
back is a little bit different than the other ones, such as the 13. So not the 13, I'm talking about 13, the 12, sorry. Um, the cameras are a little bit different, at least on the 13. It's different than the 12, so I'm choking on something.
Yeah, you can see here on the Pro Edition, it has the fidget spinner looking stuff,
Yeah, the
but
Pro
on
Edition has a similar camera to the
the iPhone 12,
um 12.
but
Yeah, the 12.
the base model, like the smaller one, it only has two cameras, which Microsoft is kind of smart. That if you want the ultimate experience, you've got to pay some more of money.
Now, the chip that the iPhone 13 Pro has in it is a A15 Bionic chip.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, it's a 6-core CPU, and a new 5-core GPU. The camera is a 12 MP camera system. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same as the 12, but I have to check that real quick. Um,
I may as well just break an iPhone and get the CPU, if I need a new CPU for a computer build. I mean, it's 6 cores, it can do something.
yeah, the iPhone 13 has a better chip than the 12. The 12 has a 14 bionic chip.
Yeah.
But it looks like if I just do that, um,
But yeah, the new iPhone, it looks similar to the iPhone 5 with not the curved edges. It's thick. It's like a rectangle on the sides. It has a glossy effect as well on the back, and it replicates the iPhone 5. And how do I know this? From my experience, I have an iPhone 5. Well, I had one.
I had
I
one.
found it after a year. I had it misplaced. Shortly after, I misplaced it again, and I still cannot find it. How
Yeah,
sad
now
is it?
the iPhone 13 Pro compared to the 12, it has a better camera than the 12, but that's only because the Pro has three cameras, and the 12 only has uh two.
Yeah.
So that's why it has a better optical zoom and stuff. But yeah. My overall thoughts on it are it's really nice looking, but it's expensive. Like it's really expensive.
You gotta be rich like Elon Musk to buy even the base model. No, I'm kidding.
But that's
It can
Apple
depend
for
on
you.
what you're buying. Oh,
Yeah.
and speaking of the storage capacity, the 512 gigs is not the highest amount. 1 terabyte is. And they've actually increased the minimum gigs from 64 gigs up to 128 gigs. So that's the minimum. So you don't have to worry about spending cheaper whatever for some sort of gigabytes plan. You're getting a very good deal here. And either way, you're gonna have 128 gigs minimum, and maybe even just 110 because of system files, because those take up half of my storage at least. With iOS 12.5, those take up 16 gigs, and I have a 32 gig iPod. But I know it's the same thing with the iPhone. It takes up even more because it's an iPhone. There's more stuff. But that doesn't really matter. You're gonna have at least more than 100 gigs.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's new colors as well. But the silver and the graphite and gold, those two have they been here ever since like the start of the iPhone.
Yeah.
Not 2007. I'm speaking of early 2010s. Like when they started introducing iPhone 5. Actually, you know what? Mid 2015ish. The mid 2010s. When they started releasing iPhone 5 or iPhone 4, 5, 6, 6S, all of that stuff. So you can see here you're spending a lot of money. Here, I'm going to show you guys here. You can see here the price for the Pro and then the Pro Max. And it's a 6.1 inch display, and it's not a Retina display. We're going to be talking about the iPad in a little bit, and that does have a Retina display. And the Pro Max has a 6.7 inch display. And you can see here just on the purchasing page, though it doesn't really matter, you can choose your carrier, and you can see right here a closer look at the new iPhone here. And as Marcus said before, it has new camera. It has a better camera. And something else that we realized is it has a cinematic mode. So if you don't have one of those expensive Canon cameras, you don't have to worry if you have the new iPhone. You have the cinematic mode, and turns out I'm actually wrong. It's a Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion. So that's my fault on there. They didn't specify it under here. It just says 6.1 inch display. I just said something I didn't mean to by accident. I'm sure Marcus, you know what I said, but yeah. And then you can see, as Marcus said before, A15 Bionic chip, and it's a super fast 5G download speed and high quality streaming. Very good. And up to 28 hours of video playback. Just imagine what it can do if you're browsing Instagram or Facebook or Twitter even.
Now, speaking of the camera, if you really were only getting the iPhone 13 for a camera, I would much more recommend just buying like a digital like camera. Like you can buy a good one for like $600, so like you can buy two of them for the price of the iPhone. But
With the
if
iPhone,
you're
it might have more storage. And
yeah,
just please note that it's 4K. But also it can depend on what camera you buy, so don't take my word for it. Just based off of what you're hearing, you can make the decision or just search it up. And you can even see here, you can compare, if let's say you don't like the new iPhone, you can stick with the iPhone 12, the previous model. You can see what's new, what's better. But 28 hours of battery life. Sometimes we shouldn't even base what's new about the iPhone on the outside. Internally, it's obviously faster, and I had no clue up till right now, as of this recording, premiere, that the battery life was 28 hours. I knew I had like 20 hours, because my iPod, I would say it lasts 4 hours. And if I had an iPhone, such as a new one, just imagine how long that would last for. So if you're the type of person, well, not to be rude, but let's say you're always on your phone, and you don't want to have the worry of plugging it in, plugging it out, plugging it in nonstop. Like for me, I have to worry about plugging it in, charging, and In your case, you can be sitting on your couch or, on a car or whatever, and you won't have to worry about your battery draining. And I heard, and also it has wireless charging, MagSafe, something like that. You can place your phone on its back, and it can charge wirelessly through some sort of magnet stuff. And now that's really cool technology because they're trying to get rid of e-waste stuff in by 2031 or 2030. But something that throws me off guard they said that they're removing the lightning cable from the box. And what does it say here? What's in the box? A USB-C to lightning cable. Like, seriously, come on. Come on, Apple. Like, if you're going to say something, stick to it, at least forever. Like you did with the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and the home button. Bring those back, please. Yeah, other than that, I'd say the new iPhone is, spot on. So, anything else you'd like to mention about the new iPhone, Marcus?
Mm, nope. I think we've mentioned it. I think you've already mentioned it all.
Yeah, so let's go to the new iPad. Now, I can say, if somebody were to ask me, what do I like more? The new iPad, or, sorry, the smaller one, or the Pro, or whatever they want to call it? I like the mini, okay? That's innovative. Versus something that they copied and pasted, but just faster and longer battery life. Nothing's new with the Pro edition of the iPad other than 2 terabytes of storage and Retina displays and like faster refresh rate, like Hertz and stuff. But the smaller iPad, I can see a lot of potential in this. I mean, don't take my word for it again. I'm not like this big employee who makes the decisions as all power. But it's my personal thought. Everyone's different with their opinions. And I'm going to quickly show you guys the iPad. So, you can take a look on the official website. The iPad mini. It's only $500. I could say it's pretty nice. $200, like $299, 300.
Yeah, and the iPad Mini looks very sleek, like with the round, like not the rounded corners, but like the flat corners.
Yeah, like in my opinion, if you're somebody who wants an iPhone and an iPad, something that's not too big or not too small, this is for you. If you need a productive space where you have a bigger screen, buy the iPad mini.
Yeah, and it has Wi-Fi and cellular models, so you can do basically all the same stuff you could do on your iPhone, just with a bigger screen. It's
Yeah,
basically like a beefier version of the Z Fold Flip or whatever, like the Samsung flip phone.
yeah. And the cameras also have an iPhone 6S or 7, 8 looking camera, if you know what I mean here. And once again, it's iPadOS 15 compatible. We'll also be covering that as well as iPhone 15 right after we cover the iPad. But the only downside compared from the Pro to the Mini is the storage. On the bright side, the minimum storage is 64 gigs, but the highest amount is 256. Many people may not like that, but look at the size of this thing. You think it can handle 1 terabyte or 2 even? I mean, beggars can't be choosers to this point. You want something small? I mean, it's a good deal if you're not doing that much. But you have your basic colors: space gray, starlight, which is also known as gold, pink, which can be rose from previous models, and purple. Purple was a new one released with the 12, but the space gray, that's the common one. But the
Yes.
gold and rose, I'm going to call them that because pink
Yeah,
and
rose
starlight, they
gold.
reset the names.
And the chip in the iPad Mini is the same A15 Bionic chip as the iPhone 13 Pro has, so it's basically an iPhone, but just with a bigger display
Yeah.
and less storage.
Uh-huh. So, what's funny though, the colors about this, they're the exact same ones as like the iPhone 7 or something.
Mm.
It's fine. It's funny. It's really funny. But anyway, I don't see anything else we can talk about other than the sides look like the iPhone 5 once again. But, let's get down to the details. Closer
Yeah, if
look at the
Apple
iPad
keep
mini.
bringing back the flat
Oh, it
like
has TPM
corner.
2.0. It's got the Touch ID. And
If
you
there was
gotta have
one thing Apple
TPM.
should have brought back, instead of bringing back like the flat corners and like edges, they should have brought back the headphone jack, so that you don't gotta go out and spend another $5 on
They
a
want you to
cheap
buy a dongle, which is why
yeah,
people
like on a
switch to
cheap dongle
Samsung.
that'll last like 2 uses, then it'll just break.
Yep, because it's a cable. But let's see what's in the box. Oh, and I'd like to mention about the iPhone. Why do a half a job? I'm sure people know what I mean. If you're an older audience, if you're a younger one, you'll find out soon. Do a half friggin' job? You provide a USB-C cable, but why won't you provide a brick? At least the iPad mini, Apple is somewhat smart. They provide a 20-watt USB-C power adapter. Finally, they did something with the small model. Why not add an adapter into your iPhone, whatever? I mean, they're smart once again. They want you to pay even more money for adapters and stuff. But, like, come on, Apple. Come on. You want people to keep coming back to you? Like, once again, don't take my word for it. This can be your own personal opinion. Some people already have, power bricks and stuff. That's what I call them. Power adapters. They already have that. And yeah. So that's about it for the iPad mini. Now let's take a look at the iPad. Well, not. I don't know if this is a new iPad Air. I don't really know much about this. But let's talk about the iPad Pro. I'll let Marcus do a lot of the explaining because I've done a lot. And the ultimate iPad experience. Marcus, I'm gonna let you take over from here.
Yeah, let me just pull it up again. All right. Well, now the iPad, oops. The iPad Pro has the same like chip or like processor, the M1 chip, as the MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Now, you can now the price is yeah, it is similar. Not like quite. It's still much cheaper than a MacBook Pro, but you can get like an attachment for it to like make it like a little keyboard. So you could just do that instead of getting a like a MacBook. If you really want to save money, but again, on a MacBook, there is more like things you can do with it. Now, the iPad Pro does have up to 2 TB of storage, so you can either get a 128 option, which is the lowest, or you could get a 2 TB option, which is the highest. And it does come in different sizes, so you can get the one that is 11 inches and the one that's 12.9 inches. And they do have Wi-Fi and cellular models, just like the Mini. Um, Now it does come with the USB-C charging cable. Um, and there also is a 20-watt USB-C power adapter in it. And this does have a liquid retina display in both the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch displays. And it has all the standard features on the oh, it does have an LED backlit multi-touch display, but basically the same as the Mini. And again, M1 chip, like we said before, 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, 8 GB of RAM on the models. With this, so it has 8 GB of RAM on the models with 128 GB to 512 GB, and then 16 GB of RAM on the models 1 to 2 TB. The camera is Pro system with ultra wide cameras, since it does have 3 cameras on the back, just like, oh no, it only has two. Never mind. It has 2 cameras on the back, just like the iPhone, so it has kind of the same features as
The
that.
base model of it.
Um, it does have 4K video recording. You can go from 24 FPS all the way to 60 with like a wide video. 1080p HD video recording at 25 to 60 FPS. 720p HD recording at 30 FPS. Uh, times 2 optical zoom, and then cinematic video stabilization and all that stuff. And then also has time lapse. And then it does have a true depth camera. You can FaceTime call people on it, since um but you do have to enable the Wi-Fi and cellular mode on it, so you have to get like a SIM card for it, just like your phone. It does have speakers, for audio speakers, but yeah, it's basically your standard like iPad, just with a new chip and more storage.
Yeah.
It does have Face ID. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too, is that it doesn't have a home button like the other older iPads from like the first generation, second generation ones.
Yeah, if you take a look at
Uh,
the image on screen here, you'll be able to see that it has no home button. And this is a common thing now that Apple's doing with iPads. It's okay. I can understand how they're doing it with the iPads. It's not that big of an issue. But for iPhones, they need to fix it. I don't
Yeah.
like the home button is there for a reason, and many people use it. But with iPads, I can see they need a bigger screen because it's a bigger thing in general.
And the only iPad that they have that does have the home button is the
Eighth gen.
just the regular iPad that they do have you can buy on the website. But like the mini, the Air, and the Pro don't have home buttons. And they're one thing I did notice was that they are all similar designs for the iPads. They but all have like rounded edges. So
Hmm.
they're relatively the same design. And then the accessories you can get with it, like I said, you can get a keyboard, the Apple Pencil, and then you can get like USB Type C multi-port adapters, so you could get like USB, HDMI, and then another USB-C for charging. So that's pretty cool. And then yeah, the headphone jacks, because again, uh, this does not have a headphone jack, and the one thing about the iPad that makes it so much more difficult to put like headphones in than the iPhone is you have to buy a separate kind of headphone like jack adapter
Yeah.
because um unlike the iPhones which have like the standard iPhone um like charger,
Hmm.
you have to get a USB Type C adapter for a USB Type C headphone jack adapter, unlike the other ones before. Um, but that's just the one thing that I find that was very annoying about it is you have to go out and buy another dongle just to plug your headphones in, which is $10.
Now,
So
Samsung did make an ad making fun of this. What you're saying here. So now I can see that we're not crazy. It's an actual issue that people are facing. And yeah, and I don't know if you, I forgot if you mentioned this, but it has 128 hertz refresh rate. And that
yeah,
is smooth. Like, I go to the Apple store, you see those iPads. You swipe from left to right, right to left, up and down. It's so smooth. It's
yeah. Another thing
incredible.
about like the having to like get another dongle is you've already spent like a grand on like over maybe even over a grand depending on what model you get on a an iPad, and you probably just spend like all your money you've saved up and you don't have the money to go and buy
It's not about what
headphone
the customer wants.
dongle.
It's about the money. Okay, all they
Yeah,
want is money. It's all
yeah.
about the money, money.
But they're smart because they do make it in ways that are so subtle but still so like easy to get it like the headphone jack situation. But
Yeah, that's the
that's
crazy part.
all what I have. But that's all I have to say about the iPad Pros.
Yeah, that's everything I have to say as well. So let's go over to iOS and iPadOS 15. So let's head over to the website and let's take a look at everything that's new with the iOS
Yeah,
15.
there's a lot of different like features for FaceTime they've added. The same with like basically everything, but I'll let you explain some of them since I explained last.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the key features and enhancements, let's call it. The FaceTime, you have SharePlay. You have a lot of you can watch together with you can screen share, you can share music. So similar to what Discord and Zoom, you can watch movies together, which is something they showed in the Apple video. You can listen to music, and as you can see here, shared music queue, similar to the Rhythm Pod, I guess you could say, which is dead. To those of which you don't know. So yeah, you can share your screen, sync playback, so you can fast forward, rewind. It gives you full control. Sync playback, so everyone. So if you're the host, you get to fast forward and rewind and pause. I think whatever you see, the other people in your call will see. And smart volume, I don't really know what that is. Oh, you can change the volume of your screen share. I'm assuming, and
Yeah.
musics and stuff. Like if
Yeah.
there's in this scenario it's showing, if there's a loud scene, you can maybe scare your friends, turn up the volume, and make them be scared. There's multiple device support, so you can watch your video on your Apple TV while listening to your music on the HomePod, which is Siri. It's like the Google stuff.
Like a
Now,
Google Home, just Siri
now
on
I
it.
have the Amazon thing. I don't want to say its name because it will activate. Everyone should
Forbidden
know what
Gaming.
that is.
Yeah, it's basically the Google Home and the like the Amazon Echo. Uh, just
Here,
it's
I'll
with
say it. It's
Siri.
Alexa. Good, it didn't activate.
Uh,
That's cool.
yeah, it's just the Google version of it. And then the maps also have new features such as interactive globes, sorry. It's like a 3D globe you can interact with, and then you can also like experience and explore new cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, and London. There's also driving features, it's like driving map highlights like traffic and accidents and stuff. Same with the transit. But yeah.
Yeah, to sum it up quickly, there's a lot of new features in FaceTime and with messages. You can view pinned messages. You can continue with conversation stuff. You can do stuff in Safari. A lot of cool stuff and stuff with memojis. And these are the emojis of yourself. These are not emojis that are included by default, like
Yeah, if you have
the
like
smiley
Snapchat
face or
and
kissing
you have like
emoji
a
or
bit,
rage emoji. The
do you have
memoji
like
is the one of you.
chat like bitch emo
Say it again.
I just said the B word. No, if you have like a Bitmoji in Snapchat, it's basically that, but for Apple. So
Yeah, basically. And focus me not having a clue what that is.
it's
Okay,
basically the
so it's for
personalization
driving
stuff.
stuff, I think.
And then the
Notification.
wallet too, if you want to explain the wallet features.
Yeah, let me go look down and see that. So everyone should now know what air keys are. I think that's Marcus. What's it called? Air keys, air tags.
Oh yeah, AirTags. Yeah.
So home keys, you can add the air tags, something like that. It You can add keys to wallet on iPhone, Apple Watch, and simply tap to unlock a compatible HomeKit door lock. Great. Now they want to install Apple into our door.
Wow.
Great job. You are
Say hey
awesome.
Siri. Just say like, hey Siri, open my door.
Hey
Hey Siri.
Siri, kill them all. Hey
Hey
Siri,
Siri, attack.
hey Siri, explode the house. But yeah,
Burn
you
the
have a
house.
bunch of things such as home keys, car keys, hotel key. Oh, hotel key.
Yeah, so basically like instead of having the card that you always get at a hotel, you can just use
Those are
that.
extinct now. Samsung users won't be so lucky though. If But anyway, office keys, ID and wallet. Yeah, you can have your ID.
Yeah,
Archive
like your
passes. Don't know
driver.
what that is.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
archive.
about passport though, because that just seems like
Like passport, you need the actual
you need
book
like an
thing.
actual like copy so they don't so they know that it's real, you know. Like
Because a
you
lot of
just
people
like
make reproductions of this stuff or fake versions, and they gotta
oh,
see
I
them.
actually have a picture of my passport in my camera roll because I went to Sky Zone the other day and I needed ID.
Wow.
Like they said a 13-year-old needs ID. I don't have an ID. If I did, I would go buy some beer right
That
now.
moment when you share your personal age online. I'm kidding.
I think I think I've said it before.
I have no clue, but anyway. Yeah, there's gaming features, home features, a lot of stuff, lock screen. There's If I were to talk about everything,
Maybe
this
it should be
thing would
like two
grow.
hours long. And another thing that I think might be worth mentioning is the widgets. So you can have like Find My widgets, which basically is the Find My phone app or whatever, but in like a widget. Same with the contacts and the game center, so you can play games like on the widget display like after you've closed it or whatever. And there's also an app store widget, sleep widget, mail, defaults, and then all the other things like that. But yeah,
And
that's all I have for
the last
iOS
thing I'd
15.
like to mention is that they're finally uh they're finally removing support for iPhone 6. It's iPhone 7 and later.
Dang.
And then
Rip, rip all the iPhone 5 users out there.
iPhone 5 died with an iOS 10.
Yeah. I used to use an iPhone 5. Rip.
Same. And now
Oh,
you use an
my mom's old work phone used to be um
hashtag hand me downs.
It used to be a iPhone 6.
Yeah. So I think
My
this is
dad.
everything about the iOS stuff. So now to the big thing that's in the title of this video is
Windows
Windows
11
11.
launch.
Windows 11's launch. Let's talk about that. The launch was pretty good, but for a lot of
Windows 11
systems,
review.
they bricked their system, including mine. My
Yep,
files
rip
got
your
corrupted. I
computer.
got them back successfully, but I installed Windows 11, a fresh install.
How do
And
you think Windows 11 is right now, though? Since you've had it, how do you think it is?
Windows 11 is really fast. Like, just it's faster than Windows 10, believe it or not. Well, I'm an Intel user at least. If you're an AMD, your speed will be decreased by 15%. That there's gonna be a patch that'll fix that. Don't worry, AMD users. But for the Intel side, which for me, since I'm very lucky, since I'm an Intel user, it's really good. So let's talk about the new features in Windows 11. Wait, didn't we already do that in a video?
Yeah, we already talked about all the new features and stuff in Windows 11.
Yeah, so I don't think we need to
Well,
cover
the
that
video where
now.
we compared Windows 11 to Windows 10, like, should you upgrade? We compared all the features.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to watch that video, sorry if I'm distracting when I'm going like this back and forth, but who cares? If you'd like to watch the video on that, we have it up. We're not gonna post a link in the description or whatever, or comments or whatever, live feed. No purpose. Just if you'd like to watch it, search it up on the channel. Um, it's like Windows 10 versus Windows 11. But my personal experience, it's really good. I love the detailed UI. I love the Aero Glass transparency. I've wanted an OS that's up to date that has that. That's kind of refined. Windows 11, my God, it's so good. The
Yeah, I
search
have a
features, the settings,
I
all
have a
good.
dual booted on my computer. Like, I don't have as my main like driver.
Like for me, it
It's like my
is.
secondary one, because since like Adam
Oh no, your microphone died. Oh,
system got
there we go.
wiped,
Yeah.
I've been a little bit nervous to upgrade to it. So that's why like my system works completely fine right now as it is. So I'm just gonna keep it as it is right now. But I do have a dual booted, so I can still like experience the Windows 11 stuff, experience the sickness and the dopeness of Windows 11, the swagginess of it, the
Yeah, like
swaggy
something you can
UFI
do.
or not UFI.
Back up all your files. You have that 1 TB hard drive that you have, right? Any files on that?
I have an 8 TB hard drive in my computer right now. I think it's 8 TB. It's not connected to anything, but
8 TB.
I think it is.
Eight
I mean,
terabytes, you mad lad.
either 8 or 4.
Hey man, I'll give you $300. I'm kidding.
I bet. Say
I'm
less.
kidding. I'm
We
kidding.
won't pay that much. I bet.
$300 for an 8 TB. I could buy freaking 32 TB. But yeah,
Yeah,
let's just my thoughts on it. I think it's good. It's faster. I love the settings. I love the UI. I love the file explorer. But the removal of IE is sad. But IE mode exists. The Microsoft Store is good. And yeah, everything is really smooth. I love it.
Very simple. Like it's basically the same as 10. Like
You don't
not
have to.
like
You
the
do not have
spec.
to relearn it. Sorry for interrupting you, but you do not
Yeah.
have to relearn the friggin' OS. For
Like
Windows XP
installing stuff
Vista,
is
you have
very
to.
easy on it.
Pardon?
Like installing stuff is very easy on it.
Yeah, and they actually brought back an out-of-box experience. Uh, they haven't had an out-of-box experience since like 20 years ago in Windows XP. Windows Vista they didn't have that. For Windows 7 they didn't have that. Windows 8, 8.1, and Windows 10. Well, I mean, I guess you could say Windows 10 and 8.1 had it, like an 8.
Yeah, the
But
thing that I
I
like
don't know.
most about Windows 11 is like this like the bar, the like what's it called again? Like the
Start menu, taskbar.
yeah, the menu and stuff. Like the or like you have like your on button and stuff. Like when you click the Windows button in the little corner on Windows 10, like that thing. Forget what it's called. I literally just knew what it was a minute ago and then I forgot about it.
Taskbar, start menu, start button.
Remember, what's the name for it? Like everything together. It's not is
Uh,
it the UFI? No,
group.
that's not.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, do you know how, um, that one like box in the middle of the screen when it was 11, like when you click it, that thing, whatever it's called. So,
The
so
start
like the
menu?
Windows, yeah, we'll just say start menu.
Pardon?
We'll just say that. We'll just say start menu.
Start
We'll just
taskbar
call it
UI,
start.
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the UI. Yes, the UI.
There. There we go.
That's the word I was looking for. I thought it was UFIE, but I knew I was wrong. But UI, yeah.
Yeah, so if you look in the stream, you can see here introducing Windows 11. Yeah, it's honestly really good. And you can even see here, I've already installed a bunch of apps, and Office 2021 is installed. We'll get to more info about that in just a little bit. You can see here, like, snipping tool, that's new. Nothing else is new.
We
New
figured
logo
out
for the
like the new
Microsoft Store.
things in Windows 11 in our should you upgrade video. We'll leave a link for that in the description just so you can kind of like catch up on some of the things you mentioned in this video here.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, so this is really... Windows 11 is really good. And I'm lucky, though. I'm lucky, though, for direct storage, my computer is compatible. Like, my GPU is DirectX 12 Ultimate compatible, I'm pretty sure. But I know
I have a 3060.
Yeah, yours is compatible. My storage is a 1 TB NVMe SSD. It's the... For anyone wondering, it's a Samsung 970 Evo Plus.
Yeah, you should see in the video he did building that computer, you'll see all the parts and stuff that has in it.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering about my computer, the specs in it, on our TikTok, I think we have a video of that.
Hmm.
Or I'll leave a link in the description. Or we'll just make a video on the specs we have in our computer, because I've upgraded mine a lot since that TikTok video.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure then I had a different CPU. No, I had the same one.
Hmm.
But I did have different RAM then, and different graphics card.
Hmm.
No, I
Well,
think it's
Well, in my opinion, Windows 11 is great. There's... I used to think back before it released that it's gonna suck like Vista. No, it's not bad. It's good. And although a lot of people don't like the system requirements, I don't care because my computer's new. But yes, it can be a very big issue. But don't worry, even if your system's not compatible, screw it. You can make it compatible. We made a video already how to dual boot, and Marcus's computer, and in Marcus's computer, he didn't enable TPM 2.0 secure boot UEFI only BIOS boot. He enabled nothing. So we actually had to use a registry tweak. Takes like 2 seconds to do. You press Shift and F10, type regedit. You gotta go to some folders and lab config or whatever. You gotta create that. Add registry keys or DWORD 32-bit values, something like that. Set the values, add a name, and then you're good. Sorry if I'm talking fast. Sorry if you didn't understand anything.
We name our channel A&M How to Hack the Internet.
Yeah, how to hack Windows. But yeah,
How
it's
to hack
pretty sick.
Windows 11.
Yeah, let's next thing we're gonna talk about.
AMD CPU slowdown up to 15%.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
RIP users of AMD, including Marcus.
Hey! What's gonna happen? I'm scared now. What's gonna happen to my computer?
Oh wait, what happened? 15% slowdown. Intel users like me, we got lucky.
I don't see a slowdown, to be honest. Like, I used to play games, not so much like I'll occasionally edit a video here and there, like for myself, or also make like weird like edits and stuff.
Wait, on
But I
Windows
don't
11?
really do like any hard programming or anything. But I do gaming. But I don't like play like Fortnite or Roblox. No, I play Roblox sometimes. Not really. I'm not a Roblox kid, but I don't really play Fortnite or Roblox. I just said I'm so stupid. I don't play Fortnite or Rocket League on my computer, but I do play Minecraft.
I do the exact opposite. I don't play Fortnite, obviously. I don't play games that much in general. Since I have a fresh install, I'm gonna play some of that Among Us and Roblox. But no, I'm not gonna play Fortnite. I lost my account already. I'm an OG.
My dog decided to come join the party. Come here.
Hello,
Hold
dog.
up. Look, come here. Ugh.
Anyway,
Look at my dog's here now.
I don't care.
My green screen's falling down.
R.I.P. But
Okay, you're not gonna eat that, okay? Please don't eat that. No.
insert Jeopardy music or something. I don't know. But anyway, what are we talking about? AMD, slow down. AMD,
What do you think
slow
of AMD?
down.
Stop eating that.
Well, I'm an Intel user, so screw it, Marcus. I'm better than you now. Haha.
Marcus. Haha.
Screw
I'm
you.
surprised I didn't say screw you, Marcus. You're ginger. You deserve it. Literally, all my friends
You're
will
a
make fun of
fur.
me because
Okay.
I'm ginger.
Anyway, let's talk about the gaming slowdown. You were saying before about the AMD slowdown that gaming has been fine. Gaming is, in my opinion, Minecraft played perfectly fine. I cap at 60 frames. On Windows 10, I capped at 60 frames. And Windows 11, I cap at 60 frames. Like, come on! I mean, my monitors are 60 hertz max. All of them.
My dog out of here. What's this? Scratching.
But yeah, Marcus, you can continue off with the gaming percentage decrease. It's 3% to
Yeah,
15% decrease.
yeah. 3% to 15% is the gaming percentage decrease. And like I said before, I personally haven't seen a decrease, but I don't think I can say the same for other people. Maybe they've seen or heard of the decrease before.
If you're running any graphically intensive tasks, you'll notice.
Yeah, if you have like what's it called? Like not cyberpunk, maybe cyberpunk, because you need the really.
Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, give
Well,
me
what-
your RTX 3090 so I can play with
You're running like if
144p.
you're running like Cinebench to like test like your graphic
Oh,
speed,
I
then you're
don't
probably
install that on my stuff.
yeah. I'm just saying like says like I've
Yeah.
seen like videos of people like running that, and it's basically almost stress testing. Also, if you're stress testing your like graphics card or CPU, overclocking stuff like that, that would definitely see a decrease in it since it's very stressful on your computer.
Yeah, that's your choice if you want to overclock. I will never overclock because I don't want to run the risk of exploding my
Kaboom.
computer because that's happened to a lot of people. But my
My friend's
computer's
like,
fine.
Marcus, your computer's gonna blow up. Even NZXDH 510. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna explode. Your RAM and stuff will die. So I think we've now covered half of what we are covering.
Now we
Let's
have to do
Windows Vista
Vista
and Windows
and
11 are
Windows.
related. Number one, system
Let me
specs.
start
Let's
off
get
by
that out there.
saying,
Yeah.
that Windows and Vista are related. By do you know how?
How?
Guess why? They're
System
both
specs.
Windows.
Huh?
They're both Windows. If you knew nothing, why? Oh, my camera's blurry.
Well,
If you knew nothing about like Windows or whatever, and someone asked you, why do you know that, or why is Windows Vista and 11 related? This would be my response. They're both Windows.
yeah. So here's what else is related: the system sounds. Well, when you insert a USB stick or whatever, USB plug-in, whatever you want to call it, and when you
Also,
eject it, same sounds. Like when it goes like da 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 or da da da. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
the Aero Glass transparency that was introduced in Windows Vista, not Windows 7. Yes, it's in Windows 7, but Vista was the one to include it first. And Windows 11 reintroduced it, and I'm glad that there's an operating system that has uh the Aero Glass transparency, because I don't want to be using Windows 7 just to get that, or WinArrow Tweaker. So, system specs, um, I can't think of anything else. Oh, and
For Windows 11, they removed this 32-bit option, so you have to have 64-bit.
yeah, 4 gigs of RAM minimum, because also, for Windows Vista, 64 megs is what everybody had, or 128 megs. The minimum was 1 gig of RAM. 1 gig, so 1024 megs, or 1000 megs of RAM. You think anyone would have that? You'd be spending a hefty amount of money to get 1 gig. And compared to today's standards, that's nothing. They've had the specs like that for 14 years, and they finally changed it. The 34-bit option, as Marcus said, is the only option. Nothing else. There's not going to be 128-bit in the future. Don't take my word, please. And just in my opinion, I doubt there will be 32 or 128-bit. 64-bit's supposed to last 2 point something billion years. But yeah, you have to have 2 or more cores, so not 1 core. And the only thing that has not changed is how fast your CPU has to be. It has to be a minimum of 1 gigahertz. And it can run on 0.5 gigahertz without any issues. And the last thing how Windows Vista and 11 are related is that they both released with Office. They were the only two. I don't know when Office 2016 released, but I know the
Wasn't
Office.
Office like the new one? Wasn't Like
So
the
Office 2007 released with Windows Vista on the same day, and Office 2021, which was a silent release, nobody mentioned anything. It released with Windows 11 on the same day. So Windows 11 and Office 2021 on the same day. Same thing with Windows Vista. And let's also, I forgot to mention at the start with the Windows 11 launch, Microsoft released Windows 11 and Office 2021 on the same day that Steve Jobs passed away. Don't know if that's just a coincidence or if that was done on purpose. Don't know. Don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about, it's been 45 whole minutes and a half. This is going to be the end of the first episode. Windows Server 2022. That was a silent release. They should have waited, that I can tell you. I found out last month it released in August 16. I could be wrong. Don't know. But Windows Server 2022 released in August. Microsoft was like this. They they're like they just sat there. They didn't say anything. They didn't really care. They wasted their time. In my opinion, they should have waited a little longer because they could have got the Windows 11 UI because it looks like Windows 10 Windows Server 2022. And that also is the very first Windows Server, and Windows 11 is the very first operating system to not include Windows 11 as Internet Explorer. But Windows Server 2022 includes Microsoft Edge.
yeah.
But it has Internet Explorer 11, which is a big shocker. But I don't know when the next server will release, or if it'll even do a whole UI change. I heard that Windows 10 20H2, which unfortunately I'm not going to really experience, that's supposed to change. It's codenamed Sun Valley, and it's funny enough, the Windows
Wait,
version.
it's like a serial mission, like codename Sun Valley. Is a go.
But funny enough, the Windows 11, the very first release is 21H2. So theoretically, I'm getting a Sun Valley update a little earlier. But for you, you're stuck on 20H1 or even 20H2. So yeah, Windows Server 2022 is a silent release. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, Marcus. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope. I think we've talked about all the stuff we've had for this episode.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone for tuning in to the very first episode of A&M Live. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my channel. It's Mario Tetris 998. You can see it in the bottom right-hand corner. It's listed, and subscribe to Marcus's channel. It's Marcus Austin. 70 subs at the moment. I don't know if that'll increase
Give
with the
me
years.
more, please, and thank you.
And please just subscribe so we can continue to make more content just like this. And
So
helpful
share
videos
these,
for all you.
share videos with your friends so we can get, more views and stuff for watch hours, because we're so close to our goal of the 4,000 watch hours, but it's gonna reset in like a month.
So, yeah. Although nobody really cares, it's not their problem if it resets. We want to continue to make high quality content for all of you, and we want to provide the best content. So, if, you guys give us a hand, make all these videos possible, and even better than they are, just give us a subscribe. It's easy. Just click the button, and you're done with your day. You just watch your video for 30 seconds to a minute, you're done. You might even gain something out of our channel. So, it's your choice. No one's forcing you. You don't have to sub if you don't like. You can dislike the video or like it. You can do whatever you would like. We're not in control. So, thanks for tuning in again, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.
bye.
Bye.